Yeah, baby. Yeah, the Mac is back. Back with another demo review. Hello, the initiated. My name is Markus Junikala, and today we're having a look at Tempo by Teletone Audio. And boy, can I tell you that I'm super excited about this. And the reason is because I love Teletone Audio. I have almost everything they make, and I'm only missing the postcard piano, and that's only because I don't have infinite money. But Golden Age Grand, Scarbo, everything is just stunning stuff. And for me, the reason is because they're so musical sounding, so artistically involved. The textures are so rich and they're artistically inspiring. And I think the way they do it is truly unique, and that's why they're one of my favorite developers. Today, looking at Tempo, you're a wizard, Tempo, and it's a drum kit library. That's what it is. Most of the other stuff is keyboard focused, but as a drummer, I'm obviously super excited to see this come out. And also because I have some selfish interests of writing some of my kind of vocal solo stuff, hopefully during this winter. So I aim to utilize a lot of this because the Teletone Audio aesthetic and their sense of, texture and sound is very much, down my alley. So I hope I can utilize this during those tracks that I intend to work on. First of all, thank you for Teletone Audio for sending me this to check out. That being said, all opinions, both good or bad, are my own as always. What else? I only have a limiter on the master bus, so you're just hearing Tempo in action. It is as transparent of a limiter as I can muster at this stage, and I'll probably have to tweak it as we go along, because especially with percussion libraries, it can be very difficult to find a perfect limiter to suit all of these different sounds, so that we don't get a massive difference in level and so forth. Also, if you are interested in getting this, Teletone Audio have been awesome, and they've come up with a unique code that you can use on their site to get $10 off Tempo. So the code is Markus. That's Markus with a K. None of that C stuff. I don't want to hear it. All caps, Markus with a K. Get $10 off. So that's really cool. By the way, I don't get anything from that. It's just something for you viewers, so I don't get a commission or anything like that. All right, well, let me take myself to Studio One, which you won't be seeing, but that's just good. Basically, you have two options here. You can finger drum your way into Fame, which is this red key zone down in Contact. And then you can use the Beatmaker, which is this blue zone triggered to the right. If you know me, I'm not much of a sequencer person when it comes to drums, but having a look at this briefly, I might see some utility for this, because they've made some really cool, as you can see here on the top kick, it says feel, and you can you can drag the timing of the hits in a pretty interesting way. So I might be using it, but mainly because I tried some of these pre-made beats and they're really, really, really cool. So I might take some inspiration from those and then go in here and do the tweaky. But probably today I'm gonna take you through some of these manual kits, and yeah, then we're gonna have a look at some of the beats here. Some of these or actually most of these pre-made beats have really cool sound design aspects, which is what this top thing here does. We'll come to that, don't worry. But I just want to help you hear as much of this as possible. I have played with it for a tiny moment when I was familiarizing myself with many of these components. So it does sound really sweet. And again, like Teletone Audio has this maturity in the way they mix and sound design and obviously record these sounds. They're just so mature and they sit just wonderfully in a mix. They're not overly polished. They're not overly emphasized, just sort of sitting in a very nice, beautiful place, at least to my taste. So when you open it up, this is what you get right out of the gate. So this is basically, it opens up this Tympo beat, I think so, and then you get the heavy set here. So I think I'm just gonna go through the manual kits first, and we'll do the beats afterwards. So let's get into it. So pretty nice, pretty sweet stuff. The layout is pretty standard. Kit, snare, toms, you have your hi-hats up here, cymbals and stuff. And also what I always like is the double keys for hi-hats and snares, which makes faster stuff easier. So really cool. And as always, appreciate it to have the open hi-hat. Oh, where is it? Here, to be closed by the hits again, which can sound obvious, but it you know, not everybody does that. So that's the heavy set. Let's just go, I'm just going to play around with these and you can just hear what they sound like. So yeah, briefly about the layout here. Obviously, when you play a sample, you can see here jumps to kick, snare, hi-hat, tom high, tom low, so forth. So every time you play it, you can jump here, or you can also click and just go and adjust things. Basic stuff, volume, tune, room amount, which goes here as well as down here, pan, and then you got compression, tighten. Duck, as I understand it, is related to noise here. So that's the kick going to the noise and ducking the noise. That's what I think it does. Then you got some textural tonal knobs for fat and clarity, and then kind of a mid dip. So, and also important to understand is you have these kit compilations here, obviously, but within every single one of these instruments, you can go into this menu, which opens up all the different types of drums that they recorded, and it also obviously has further details here. So iPhone, no head, pillow, plate, ringy, room. So, you know, tweak to your heart's desire. There's a lot of stuff to go through here. What I love, like my process usually is find a kit that you like. Then as you dig deeper and deeper into the song that you're working on, then you can, you know, start hearing, okay, maybe the kick is a bit too muddy or ringy or a bit too damp. And then you can jump in here and, you know, tweak further. And convenient to actually specifically know what it is. So that's cool. But close talker. Some of the cymbals have been a bit loud to my taste, but I usually like, you know, mellower, you know, rides and stuff like that, unless it's, you know, something really that's meant to be blasting. Again, the crash, a bit loud. Oh, crap. Somewhere there. Nice. Again, like these, they're so, like, maturity is the word I want to use, because they are, like, as I continue to mix, as I work, it's just you begin to build a better sense of what sounds need to be like to be translatable into different systems. So when you listen to your iPhone, on your laptop, on your whatever Bluetooth speaker, you want your stuff to sound good on each and every system. And usually in a studio environment, a treated space, speakers, you tend to want to sweeten stuff, maybe a bit too much, make it a bit too hype. And then when you go to these different systems, you realize, oh, this is a bit too much. And with these, I hear that they are wonderfully taking up different roles, conveying texture and story, but they're from an audio and engineering space, they are really sitting in such a beautiful place. And so they might feel like unassuming at first, but I don't know what you're listening on right now, but you know, I'm sure these convert to any system really beautifully. That's a really nice snare, snappy. Really nice, tight. Again, there might be slight volume differences, so if they're drastic, I'll try and adjust the limiter, but you know, don't let the level fool you. Oh, that's a tasty kick. Beautiful resonance, puts you in a certain space immediately. Obviously needs to fit the song, perfectly, but gives you a mood instantly. Again, a bit of level differences. Really cool. And again, like, you hear something you like, hear something you're not so inspired by, jump in here, change the snare, and off you go. Might be getting a bit of limiter clipping there. Oh, listen to that hi-hat. Super sharp, clear. Yeah, I gotta adjust the kick a bit there. Cool. iPhone kit. Nice. I really like that. It's instantly puts you in a mood, in a place. To have something recorded in a less high fidelity fashion, it really speaks volumes about really making music, because it's all about what you hear, what you get inspired by, and where you go from there. So the tech sometimes really doesn't matter, or matters, but it doesn't matter what it is. I wish I had a drum kit, like a MIDI drum kit. I'd be far better than with these meat sticks. Yeah, really clean, sharp. Cool. Nice. I love the hi-hats. This must be, I think this is the same one, but so crisp, clean. Sits in a perfect place. You hear the air. So nice. Really nice. Where are we going? About halfway through. Very nice. Nice. These are really, like, they're really nicely balanced. There's not like a ton of variety isn't the right word. Like, these are subtle differences. Like, as you compare to the beat selection, like, these are very aggressively different, and you're going to see why, because a lot of these sound design elements are going to come into play, which really bring these kit selections or these kit types. They make them so drastically different, which is why I have this feeling that I'm going to end up using this through the beat selection system. So I'm going to look for a BPM that I'm working at, then, you know, audition different sounds, and then kind of work my way backwards, because these sound design elements are so inspiring. So they've been really smart about the kit selections here, because they're clearly different, but they're not tapping into the power of this system here yet. So it really allows you to make the most with this engine, instead of, if these were, you know, crazily over processed or extremely different, then you'd have a really hard time backtracking your way into something more subtle and, you know, less tweaked. Yeah, so now I'm really beginning to understand this a lot better. So these are, obviously, some of them are using the same source sounds, and they're sort of, I see why they're made so subtle, but that's it. That really stops here, because this is really going to get crazy. And in reverse, after you've seen the beat selection and understood the sound design section of this, it really makes sense and really comes together. What I like about the interface here is you have these info parts. So obviously it says Tympo features 30 custom made drum kits, compiling, sampling 100 individual drums, and then you can just you know, do your own studying here, and also the beat selection. Yeah, it has a parent folder, and BPMs are used to categorize, and so forth. Everything is in 4.4, and then you can save your own stuff there. So that's useful. Tiny things like this, but this is really well thought through because some people might be wondering what's happening here. So it's a very simple thing and a very nice thing to do. So let's, I'm just gonna keep the default here and jump to the beat selection section here. So that's really cool. And now you're obviously hearing a more energized interpretation of Tympo. My playing was kind of pretty, what's the word? Let's go with not super diverse. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 keys here. So when you go to the Beatmaker here, you're going to see that when you play a key down here, it's going to jump into a corresponding, I guess meter is the right word. And you can individually hear then, and you see the last one doesn't have anything, and that's why it doesn't play anything. So you can really custom tune the the kind of beats you want to make. Then you can have divisions within these sections. You see some say 2, some say 1, so you can have as much detail there as you want. So let me see if I want to touch on anything else here. And then you obviously have this section here which has velocity, feel, spread, tune. And these are things that map to this sound design page here on this mod wheel section. You have velocity, feel, spread, tune. So you can customize how the mod wheel is gonna tweak these details that you put in here. So let's go listen to some of these ones here. So obviously my sequencer now is in 120, standard stuff. So let's just listen to some of these things here. So let me take you to hype. What does it say? Hype top. I don't even know what top means. So as you can hear, again, like incredible, well, everything, sound design, the actual beats that they've programmed here, really, S-tier stuff, really dynamic, really powerful. So again, here you now begin to hear more flavor as opposed to the dry ones that we went through here. Now again, we can change the kit here, which is then going to go through this sound design section here, which is going to sound very, very different. And this is why, to me, the way I'm thinking about this and like to think about this, I'm starting to see myself work in reverse. So I have a track, I want to bring in some beats, and especially for this singer-songwriter stuff that I want to be working on. Drums do sort of tend to fall in place last. It's not that I don't have a model for what I want them to do, but especially if you're trying to be very vocal focused as a producer, you're trying to save space for it, and And this is where the maturity of the sound of Tympo, you always at Tympo, that's where it comes in. And I probably want to be working backwards. So finding a BPM that I'm working in or close, or it doesn't even have to be close. You just, adjust things accordingly. But then, reverse engineer your way into the actual final drum arrangement. But enough babbling from my part. Again, so this is super cool. Let's do this first. You have these pitch wheel, mod wheel sections here. Obviously I have my pitch mod wheel box right here. And I'm gonna just take stretch and show you what it does. And I'm gonna loop just this one loop here. Let's first actually find a loop that I wanna work with. And then I'm gonna tweak this and it's awesome. By the way, that the stick sounds are stunning. They sound so good. It's beautiful imaging, beautiful sense of space and air. So as you can hear, as you go downwards or backwards, it's stretching the samples or the sounds to essentially elongate. And if you go forwards, upwards, it condenses them. So you get a tighter, bigger sound. But let's do chaos because this sounds so awesome. I mean, that is so cool. And that is so instantly inspiring. Like, wow. I don't want to swear too much on this one, but that calls for a sip of Viking Power with some whey protein. That is so good. Like, I love stuff like this because it puts you into creating music and just everything comes together in such a beautiful thing. Let's test focus. I'm getting out of breath because, well, I mean, first I had a heart attack and now I'm getting excited. So let's test this focus thing. Again, super cool. This makes actual arrangement changes really fast and really inspiring. So here, I suspect it doesn't show here, but obviously as you go down, it goes to the very essential, fundamental parts, which is kick and snare. Then as you go up, it just leaves that kind of additional textural stuff there. So really cool. Let me move this gobo here where it's supposed to be. Yeah, that just makes the arrangement faster to work with. And more, inspiring to work with. Let's do filter. Again, another thing that makes your workflow so much faster. I'm all the time filtering drums, and this is super good. And it actually sounds really smooth. Like, I'm surprised how pleasant the filter is. That is really, really, really nice. Really cool. Obviously, the limiter that we're using plays with that filter quite a bit there, but whew, that's really nice. Super excited about that. Obviously, you can combine these things, which is even more inspiring. So let's check that out. That is so cool. That is so cool. Like, it's so instantly inspiring. Amazing stuff. Okay, so that's pitch wheel. Obviously, now we still have mod wheel to check out. So these, as I understand, velocity field spread tune, they link to these velocity field spread tune. So how they, well, let's keep it in there. Happy accident. These play, to my understanding, as they are programmed here per, every aspect that has been tweaked. So here you can see velocity has been, yes. Here the feel is tweaked. About feel, it's essentially adjusting the timing of the sample. If you go upwards, it's going ahead of the beat, to my understanding, and going downwards lags the hit behind. And checking this out from a kind of a demo tutorial video that Teletone did, it's really cool because it's kind of subtle. You can obviously make it as apparent as you want, but what is so pleasant about it, I was surprised how much it brought to the table, even with tiny tweaks, makes it really musical and pleasant sounding. And this is somewhat converting me a bit to the sequencing aspect. But I'm just gonna, I don't actually specifically know. Obviously, we can see some of the stuff that they tweaked here, but let's go ahead here, and I'm just gonna turn all of these on and put the mod wheel to 0 and play and see, how much we change this. So obviously you can hear tune change here, which we can turn off. So really cool. You can go here, tune the feel as you see fit. And as you see here, I'm moving the mod wheel around, and it's adjusting the intensity of the changes that we've done here. So that's really cool. This is a very quick way of, again, making your arrangements, your part writing a bit more interesting. Add those tiny details. They really add up to, again, a mature musical experience. Spread, I have to say, I don't know what it is. I assumed it would be, you know, initially I thought it would be an actual soundscape spread, but I'm assuming it's, let's see if we can see anything here. No, I don't think anything here is chosen. But again, you can jump here, draw things with your mouse as you wish. So this is our hi-hat. So let's see what happened now that we spread it out. So I'm gonna go here. Okay, yeah, so it is like it's like a pan thing. Yeah, it is. So my intuition was correct for once. That's really cool. Again, tiny detail, because you could do one bar normal and then do the spread. That's actually really, really good productional technique. Something very simple, but again, amounts to a lot. So that's cool. All right, then you have distress, which you can probably expect what it does. So let's test it out. So definitely some kind of saturation, distortion. I'm not sure how, if it is compressing. Sometimes you can have, from a distortion unit, have those kind of compressing elements and artifacts happening, but could be some kind of combo of both. Let's leave it somewhere here. Okay, Decade. I love this. Let's start all the way up, because that, I assume, brings us to current day. Again, tons of fun to be had here. But yeah, I love the Decade button. I really love making a lot of these sounds for this singer-songwriter stuff. Really, I guess lo-fi is the word. I love those kind of sounds. So this is immediately a love interest for me. And then you have this effects button where you have flanger, saturation, phaser, slap, plate. And you can already hear or see that we have the flanger here. So that's what it's doing. You can check out saturation. Very pleasant, very tastefully done. Room. And again, these room sounds are something that I think Teletone do better than just about anyone else out there. A lot of their presets and sounds have these kind of ambient qualities, and it puts you in a space. And to me, spaces are almost instantaneously inspiring. So I'm really pleasant to. I'm sorry, my speaking is getting a bit scattered. Nodded off asleep. Very pleased to find this here, because it's such a musical control, and when you have a good space at your disposal and you implement that into the sound, for me, again, instantly inspiring. Noise, you can hear that. That's what it sounds like. We have 3 different ones. Cassette. Okay, that's interesting. So they stack. Ooh. That's really cool. I thought it would be one at a time. Okay, vinyl. Yeah, I find these to be extremely pleasant. Really cool stuff. I could listen to well done noises for hours and hours on end. But now we've had a look of the sound design section. As you can see, tremendous flexibility, tremendous inspiration implemented here. So I guess the last thing we're going to do is we're going to go through some more of these sounds. I'm going to play around with them, use the sound design stuff here. Again, these are the basic principles. I think there are better videos explaining these things than what I do. Teletone Audio makes their own. I think they're great. So if you want a less scatterbrained description of these things, go there or check out another demo. But from here on out, I'm just gonna get to know these beats and test these different sounds, and hopefully that will also demonstrate to you what this sounds like and the scope of the work they put into this and what kind of sounds can be pulled out of this. Obviously these will be their interpretations of what they want to go after. Your sound, your taste is yours. That being said, they have tremendous taste, and probably if you are gonna buy this, you tend to like the Teletone Audio sound. So next up, let's dive into these beats. I'm just gonna play some of the loops and the beat makings that have been programmed here, and then we'll wrap it up. All right, let's jump into the next beat, Outcast Bombast. Let's do this. Love that stick action. Oh, these are so tastefully like mixed and sound designed. Such good stuff. Tympo we did, or was it Tympo? Now with laser. Yeah, so some of these have, minor changes between the different slices of the sequence. Some of them have bigger ones, and the fills tend to be at the upper end. This one is called Fillmore. Your wizard, Fillmore. Really cool stuff. One of the things that really speaks to the engineering side of this and how well these are designed and mixed is that beat, or that preset, that sound was extremely loud, but we were not even getting close to the limiter really doing much, which speaks volumes about the relative volume of this. And usually the quieter your sounds can be in terms of, peak volume, but louder as perceived sound, the better chances you have to make your mixes sound absolutely massive and big. And these aren't even, touching the limiter. So it's pretty crazy and speaks volumes about how well they know their effects and mixing these sounds into their different conditions. This is called glamour. Okay, let's bring the limiter down just a bit. I'm going to probably have to be tweaking this for these beats quite a bit because they're a lot louder than the kit selections when they're raw, because we don't have the effects here. Nice. And again, we're only in the 120 BPM folder. In every one of these, you have quite a few to go with. So that's nice. And obviously you can save your own ones here. And the blank is, just a blank starting point. Let's do 2 bass drums. Really cool. They're so impactful. Like this kick here puts you in an instant vibe. Like I'm already hearing the track in my head. And this is what I mean by the musicality, the artistry, the maturity. It's like you're already listening to a track, and now it's your job to finish it. Praise be Ythagwa. That is stunning. That is, there's nothing more to be said. That's amazing. And again, here somewhere, definitely there. If we go to the Beatmaker, third one here, Then we have this just the tiny changes here. You can see the feel is activated, and on the second kick and the last one you have this tiny drag, which just brings that beautiful groove to it, like makes it less robotic and this grimy lovely feel to it. That's really brilliant stuff, and this is the reason why I probably want to be using this Beatmaker, because these things can be maybe not so tricky to play in, provided that you're a good enough player, but really sometimes getting the timing perfect and also coming up with the idea. Sometimes you just need a different tool for the job. Our mind can be so on rails most of the time. We can get stuck in our ways, and just, you know, programming in the beat and then playing with these things makes you see something from a different perspective and realize, oh, okay, I could actually play with this flow or this feel, as they say, much more than I initially would have done. Prized progression. That is so good. The soundscape, the way everything sits, again, sounds like a record immediately. That is beautiful. And this is, again, like, this is why I had that feeling of, I want to work backwards from these brilliantly done sound design elements, these brilliantly mixed, imaged, mature sounds. I can play with these and hear, okay, this is the sound closest to the sound that I want to use for this track. Then I can start reverse engineering. Whereas if I started with the kit selection only, completely raw, I wouldn't necessarily get that same inspiration, because I'm not utilizing Teletone Audio's ability to, or their skills in mixing and sound design, and that's why I'd probably go with the with a beat first, look for the sound that I'm after, then go to the Beatmaker, change the beat to suit you, or just, you know, oh, sorry about that, start playing. And again, this is instantly so inspiring compared to the raw sounds, which, you know, really, to me, the strength here is their skill in mixing and audio engineering, and the artistic taste as well, and their just knowledge in processing sounds. So that's why, you know, if you start with the raw sounds, you don't get the benefits of what Teletone gives you otherwise. Obviously, if you are a wizard of a sound designer yourself, you can go ahead and start tweaking these right away, and you don't have to be a wizard. You can obviously quite easily sculpt sounds these ways, but this makes more sense to me personally, and that's probably going to be my workflow. But this is these sounds are so inspiring. Very nice. Everything at once. Let's not speak about what just happened. What happened? Nothing happened. Yeah, so you can also go batshit crazy also if you want. Cool. So that's 120 BPM folder. We can't do all of these. I'm sorry. Because believe it or not, I do have other stuff in my life as well. But I wish I could stay here and tweak these around. But so let's not do 60 because that's, half of 120. Probably let's do 90 and let's check out some of the stuff here. And also, obviously, let's change changed my DAW tempo as well. Let's see what happens. Instant vibe. Obviously this is pretty slow. Let's okay, so I understand. Because I thought some of the numbers were just referenced in something else. I thought initially it was tempo, but then something threw me off. Oh yeah, probably because these are in very different tempos, but these are within the, tens of BPM. Probably made sense to you half an hour ago, but again, specific tempos are available. So let's do 99. Check it out. Very cool. Sounds super sweet. Braggage 97. Let's do that. Cool. Again, like, so ready to go, ready to make music with. I was already wondering whether they had more in the kind of upper range, but we went through these sounds already. Obviously, we used 120 for all of them because I'm a fool. But yeah, I guess we could do something else as well. Obviously, you can set your DAW to whatever so that, tempo is really subjective to a degree and obviously relative to the actual beat in question. But let's try and do as many of these as possible. this. Very cool. So sweet. So ready to go. So I'm just going to plow through these, play 2-3 different of these sequences. Hopefully that's better than not doing it. I can't take it. It's so good. It sounds like a record already. It just puts you in a vibe, puts you in a mood. Oh, you've done it again. Teletone audio. You're a wizard. Tympo. This is so good. Can't believe it. Okay, we went around. Let's do 70. I'm gonna put my tempo bang in the middle so I don't have to change that in between. How do they do this? This is insanely good. Again, a lot of volume differences here, so I'm going to tweak the limiter as we go along, but forgive some of the fluctuations here. What do you want me to say? That snare. Well, everything, but like, oh, puts that snare into the focus. Jesus, that's so insane. Fuck me. I mean, like just the lag. It's a bit of noise here, but the feel, as they say, the tiny lags, they're so tastefully done, so musical, beautiful sound design. This sounds fucking amazing. It sounds so good. So good. Kind of reminds me some of the Darren King kind of style of playing. He's one of my favorite drummers, and I wonder if they like him too. Not to say that this is exactly like that, but some of the fills, some of the ideas, some of the grooves kind of remind me of him. Again, just repeating myself, but this is absolutely wonderfully mixed. The imaging is perfect. The vibe is perfect. This sounds like a record. I mean, I'm not even going to say anything on that one. This is truly mind-boggling. Perfect kick, perfect snare. And the wonderful thing about this, and this is perhaps obvious to many of you, I mean, I don't exactly make demos for the complete noob. I don't go through a lot of the technical features, because I assume you know them or want to go for technical videos for that. But as you these are not loops. You actually have the samples, which you can see on the red zone as I play this. They're being triggered as actual notes. So the beauty is you can find a sound you love. You can go to the Beatmaker. You can tweak to your heart's desire. You can flat everything out. You can, reset current sound design. Obviously, in my approach, you wouldn't want to do that, but you can reset the sequencer, kind of work your way, take the Teletone brilliance of the sound design and work your way back. Work your way back into what you want to do for your song. And because this isn't a single loop that I'm just playing, it's triggering the engine, which is the sequencer and the sound engine, and then triggering the samples here. Then you can do whatever you want. So this is really beautifully designed, beautifully done. Yeah, I'm converted. Let's do a couple of more from 100 BPM. Let's actually check if they, let's do 105. Oh, let's go to the right place. 105, and let's do a few from here, and then we're gonna call it a day, because it's been a long one. you're getting like grade A playing here. I wonder how they did it. If they played it first and then kind of MIDI mapped afterwards, because these are so well played that it's hard to, I mean, if someone made this in the Beatmaker alone, fucking S tier work, because that genuinely sounds like a drummer. But maybe, let me know. But I suspect, you know, they maybe got the loops, got the ideas, then worked their way back to make the MIDI information and so forth. Beautiful. Well, I mean, in case there's any, you know, in case you don't know where I stand, stunning, 10 out of 10. Took me a while to, I mean, I heard this prior to my demo, sounded stunning. Then as I went through the raw sounds here, I was like, yeah, there's a lot of, obviously they use many of the same source samples for many of the kits, but really the magic comes as you begin to listen to their work through these, you know, finalized beats. So this is really amazing stuff. If you're making music like this is pretty, I'd say must have. It just sounds beautiful. And so well done. I'm not going to repeat myself any further. Again, thank you for Teletone Audio for sending me this. It was beautiful. Again, if you're interested, the viewer, in getting this, there's a unique code. Use the code Markus, all caps, with a K. I don't want to see any C's in that discount field. MARKUS. Capitalized, gives you $10 off this. So you can thank Teletone for providing that for you. Absolutely beautiful. The beautiful thing about these libraries is that I cannot wait to make music with them, which is what, in my estimation, libraries really should be about. It should make you think, oh, I have an idea, and then start pursuing that, start working, and actually make some music and change the world. So that's it for this demo, this review. Wonderful, wonderful, stunning stuff. Truly one of the best drum sample libraries I've ever heard, and one of the best ones I have. So source sounds beautiful, this engine beautiful, Beatmaker beautiful. Again, if you I suggest you try the beat selection first and work your way back. That way you can get the beautiful sounds and then implement them to your track. Obviously it's your music, do whatever the hell you want to do, but that's my suggestion. So thank you for listening. I hope this gave you a better idea of what this is and what it sounds like. I always want to give you the best possible idea of what it actually sounds like in practice and what it looks like to use. So that's it for today. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks Teletone for sending this. And again, don't forget the discount code Markus, all caps with a K, $10 off. Go check it out. Strongly recommended. Teletone is Awesome. So that's it. I'll see you next time. Finished.